Today, we're talking about Dune: War for Arrakis. We have some new miniatures to take a look at, and even some new paints from Vallejo. All this and more in this week's Hobby News. I'm Angela, now let's get to it. Not put up a new trailer this week on YouTube for their Dune: War for Arrakis game, which we had briefly touched on a little bit earlier, but we've got a bigger reveal of what the game is looking like, and I, for one, am very excited. Now, we do know that this is coming from the designers of War of the Ring, which is a Lord of the Rings based game. And you can definitely see similarities just in the board layout, some of the miniatures, and some of the things that you're doing that feel very War of the Rings. Now, I've not played it myself, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, and personally, I'm really excited about this War for Arrakis setting. It looks like we're going to have just two factions, making it seem like it's going to be maybe a two-player only game, but there might be opportunities for other players in there as well. But it does look like there's just the two factions, the Harkonnens versus Paul and the Fremen. I almost forgot their name, but they look really cool. Like, I'm very impressed with the miniatures. Now, I like Cool Mini or Not's miniatures quite a bit. I have a number of their games, like the Zombicide series, the Massive Darkness series. I've picked up Hate, Cthulhu Death May Die. I've gotten a lot of their miniature games, so I'm a little bit biased towards them, but I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out on this one because it's coming to Kickstarter this week on September 14th. Next, I want to talk about something that I randomly sort of saw and I don't actually have a whole lot of information about, but it excites me because Vallejo looks like they're getting into the contrast game. That's right, we found out that there's going to be a product coming called Xpress Color, which is designed to be very similar to the speed paint line from the Army Painter, Citadel's contrast line, along with the variety of other companies that have sort of gotten into that ink-like game for painting miniatures. I think this is really cool. We're going to be able to find out more information on Juan Hidalgo's YouTube page because he and Angel Giraldez are both working on the paints. Alongside this new Xpress Color, there are also going to be some new game colors coming to Vallejo, which is also very exciting because I know a lot of people are big fans of this particular paint brand company. I find it very hard to get my hands on this line, but the few that I have used, I agree. They're fantastic paints. So I'm very excited to see what we're getting when it comes to this new contrast lineup. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in and give you a little reminder that this week on the channel, we're going to be exploring the Tamiya airbrush that I was sent, and I'm going to be painting up a model using this. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications so that you know when the video goes live. Now let's go ahead and move into the world of Warhammer because we got a reveal of some of what the World Eaters are going to start looking like as we get those new models coming out, and I, for one, am very excited for them. They showed us a variety of different things: helmets, heads, some arms, some weapons, but really what stood out to me were the helmets and the unhelmeted heads because there was a lot of variety and flavor there, as well as the shoulder pads. I absolutely loved all of the different options for the shoulders. And as I was looking at these various pieces for the World Eaters, it occurred to me why I actually like Chaos so much as opposed to playing and painting the Loyalist Space Marines. And it's because of the variety and texture that ends up being on those models. It just is so much more, there's so much more depth to it. And I just find it so much more enjoyable to end up painting because I can play around a lot more and not have them feel so cookie cutter. And I don't know why it took me, the World Eaters, to realize this, because honestly, they did the exact same thing with the Death Guard when it came out in 8th edition. The Death Guard got a whole bunch of cool, unique shoulders and heads and bodies and all sorts of things, and they had the most variety for a really long time amongst all the lines, and I think the World Eaters are about to get that exact same treatment. Next, I want to go ahead and talk about the new Necromunda model that got revealed this week on Warhammer Community because she is fantastic. I absolutely love this model. It's the Matriarch's blade for the Escher gang, and she comes with a adorable, what looks like to me, a Spirit Halloween evil baby animatronic doll as a companion. Oh my God, it really does. It's like it's in my brain. I can't unsee it now. I hope you can't unsee it now because it seriously looks like that. Like, it is such a Halloween decoration, and I kind of want it exactly for that reason. Not only does the female figure just look stunning, also the color scheme they went with her with that sort of Imperial Fist yellow, it's so good. She kind of looks a little custodian to me with her regality and the giant hair. So just overall, I love this model. What I've learned is I really need to start an Escher's just gang for an army because I really like every model that comes out for that particular gang. It just needs to happen.
Ever chosen. Archaon is just a man. My new master is so much more. He reshaped me, reforged me, and now I am his blade. I am Eternus. Warriors of Chaos, follow me into shadow. True power lies with Valakor. And when our darkness rises, Archaon will fall.
Now we're going to talk about a different Chaos lad who I'm not as fond of as I am the World Eaters, and that is Eternius, Blade of the First Prince. Now, I love his name. I actually do like the overall design, I think, of this model, but holy cow, does GW's paint scheme on this just completely throw me off and make me really dislike this. It's the patina, I just think they overdid it, but between all of the just heavy metallics, the utter busyness that this Chaos model is, and don't get me wrong, as a fan of Chaos, as we just discussed earlier in this episode, I do like the layering, but this is a little much. Like, he's got so much happening on him, I just can't focus, and it really bothers me. So I'm hoping that when the community gets their hands on this particular model, maybe it'll change my mind and feelings on it, because I'm hoping they'll do something a little bit different, maybe not stick to the exact color schemes GW went with for their box art, and maybe then I'll like Eternius. All right, guys, that's been it for this week in hobby news. I hope you have enjoyed what we covered. I think there's a lot of cool stuff coming out, and I'm especially excited to find out more about that Express paint because, I mean, you guys know me. I like contrast paints, I like speed paints. Any variation thereof that I can get my hands on and try, I am happy to do so. So I'm going to be looking forward to finding out more about it. Before I head out, I do want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for making it so content like this can continue to happen. Without your guys' support, we would not be doing this, so thank you very, very much. I have been Angela, and I hope you have a wonderful hobby night.